to this week's episode of Dynamic Diet on the Nigerian Television Authority Channel 11 Akure, the Dynamic Station. This is the program where we bring you varieties of entertainment, information, education, sports, and every other thing that you need to make your weekend a delight someone. And I am Nta Akure, and I'm not here today alone. I am with my co-presenter. Shadi, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. A very beautiful Saturday morning to you all. And of course, we are here to do what we know how to do best by dishing you delicious delight with our weekly mirror segment. Also, we'll be having our safety and health tips, entertainment segments, and not forgetting the sports segment. And today marks a very, very significant day in the life of every woman.
I know you don't forget that song. I know Shadi will not forget that song.
Yes, so a very big shout out to all our mothers, the wives, sisters, daughters, every career woman out there. If you're a stay-at-home mom, a civil servant, shout out to you. You are doing a very, very good job, and your dreams are valid and you are well appreciated.
And that's why this edition is with a very special theme. And I think we're running two themes concurrently for this year's Women Day. And the first one is talking about our right, our future right now.
Yes.
And the second one we're talking about for all women and girls' right, equity, and empowerment. So all women, we're celebrating you today.
Yes, they want women to have a voice, no gender bias, and let everybody's voice be heard wherever you may find yourself.
No harassment. No harassment, no intimidation.
Yes, no intimidation.
Well, I said, I think that's a very good one. At least our women, also the girls, every one of us will have at least one woman or the other in our lives. If you don't have a mother, if you don't have a wife, you have a sister. If you don't have a sister, you have a mother. Definitely, you have a mother. So we just need to celebrate the women around us, and we're going to need to at least also recognize their rights. Gone were the days when the women's place belonged to the other room
or in the
and
kitchen.
the kitchen.
Of course, women are still relevant in that part, but that does not limit you to that place. You have to be versatile. You have a daughter; she needs to be educated. Let her know her right, build her self-confidence, and at the long run, you'll be the one to enjoy all this investment.
When you're talking about the kitchen or whatever, that is just part of life. It's just a normal thing, just a fragment. So the women also have lots of other places, other things at least to explore in life. They can be a career person. We have had so many. So women also, they deserve to be at least given the right.
Their voice matters. So if you have a woman in the house, in the family, please appreciate them today. Give them a call and let them know that you see them, you appreciate them.
So before we go to other segments of the program and the other issues that we need to consider on our weekly mirror segment today, let's quickly take this short message from the United Nations. Let's hear what they have to say concerning women on this day.
Friends, colleagues, today we mark International Women's Day. We honor the courageous women activists who struggle at great personal cost for the basic freedoms automatically afforded to men. From the garment workers of 1908 demanding better working conditions to feminist leaders like Berta Cáceres and Malala Yousafzai, and to women and girls who are pushing in ways, big and small, for equality in all corners of the world. Women human rights defenders have shaped the foundations of gender equality and of human rights more broadly. They have advanced rights across key areas of life, from education to political participation to climate justice. They have spearheaded laws to end violence against women, which lead to safer societies. They are pushing to close the gender pay gap, which will strengthen our economies. And their involvement in peace talks increases the durability of peace agreements. They are the architects of progress. However, decades of advancement are being met with fierce pushback. Rollbacks on bodily autonomy, including restricted access to essential health care, such as abortion services, are depriving women of control over their lives. We are seeing unprecedented levels of hate demonization, and arbitrary restrictions on the rights of LGBTIQ+ women, particularly transgender women, aggravating the already high levels of violence and discrimination that they face. There's a troubling resurgence in some quarters of toxic ideas about masculinity and efforts to glorify gender stereotypes, especially among young men. These are translating into violence and hateful rhetoric against women, women's rights defenders, and women politicians. Almost 6 out of every 10 women and girls have experienced harassment online, which often escalates into real-life threats. Meanwhile, misogynistic influencers are hailed as heroes in some quarters. This silences women and locks them out of public spaces, activism, and leadership positions. Nevertheless, women human rights defenders persevere. They forge alliances, they advocate for accountability, they demand change and call for peace. I'm constantly in awe of their resilience. We must stand with them and send a clear message that gender-based violence, discrimination, and misogyny have no place in our world. And we need greater investment in and support for their vital work. Governments must prevent and address violations and ensure that women and girls can meaningfully participate in public life. Social media platforms have a major role. By regulating online hate speech and moderating content effectively, they can enable women to speak out while avoiding online harm. The corporate sector needs to increase the number of women leaders in decision-making roles. After all, we know this makes businesses more sustainable. And I call on men and boys to join this cause by calling out harassment and countering misogyny. My office stands with women and girls in all their diversity, everywhere and every day. The legacy of past and present women activists must guide us as we strive for a future where a gender-equal world is truly realized for all. Thank you.
صيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. Ramadan oṣù àánú, Ramadan oṣù ṣiṣẹ́ ládàgbẹ̀sán olóore lẹ́gbẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀rún. Alan Sharu Karama alábàjọ tiléeṣẹ́ NTA Àkúrẹ́ fi ń pe gbogbo mọ́mìnà láti wá ṣiṣẹ́ olóore nínú oṣù alápọ̀nlé jùlọ sọ nígbàwó ètò Ramadan níléeṣẹ́ NTA Àkúrẹ́ ìrun pípé àyọkẹ́ láti ní Al-Qur'an wá sí lóríṣiríṣi pẹ̀lú ikimẹ́ pẹ̀lú owó tẹ̀ ní kábàámọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣiṣẹ́ olóore nínú oṣù yóò ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ Ramadan. Ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ àti olùdarí iléeṣẹ́ NTA Àkúrẹ́ ló ń pè wá wípé kájọ wá ṣiṣẹ́ ládá òní rẹpẹtẹ. Ẹ pè Beatrice Jọláyẹmí 0803 5834 282 Babatunde Suleiman 0803 4874 456. Ramadan Sharu Habib.
Well, thank you for staying with us. This program is still Dynamic Diet on the Nigerian Television Authority Channel 11 Akure Dynamic Station. In case you're just joining us, we are on the Weekly Mirror segment. Right now, we are going to talk about Ondo State. Returning the state capital Akure to its original state, original pride, and this is one of the agenda of the Ondo State government under the leadership of Governor Lucky Orimisun Ayedatiwa. And in line with this, there have been some activities going in town, clearing of shanties, and also moving some people that are selling or trading illegally along the street off the road. And all this activity has been going on and generating discussion. And this morning we are going to have with us on phone calls, and because he's not going to be here physically, the Administrative Secretary of the Ondo State Ministry of Environment, that is President of Mr. Olumide Claudius Kinga. He is going to be on phone with us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. It's nice to have you with us on this program this morning.
Yeah.
We are talking about the activities going on in Akure currently in Ondo State. That is clearing of chanties, and also moving some illegal traders along the street, off the street. And we know that your ministry has something to do with this. Please, could you tell us more about the background of this information, of this activity?
Thank you very much. Ondo State headquarters is Akure Metropolis, and that is the center of government for Ondo State. The governor has given us the mandate to make sure we clear all the shanties, particularly in the major routes of Akure Metropolis. Discovered that some weeks ago, when you get to Akure, wares are displayed stably on our walkways here and there, thereby abusing the general aesthetics of Akure Metropolis. The Mr. Governor has given us the mandate to clear these counties to put Akure in a good state, particularly before the last inauguration, and we have been given the mandate to sustain what we have done. To get areas like Nta, major routes such as from Obale to the airport, from the airport to Shuasaye, from Shuasaye to Futa, those are major routes in Akure Metropolis. We have cleared it of all chances and illegal structures. And we have done this one in good faith to make sure we put Akure back to its normal environmental state. A couple of years ago, you discovered that Ondo State ranked as one of the cleanest states in the nation. The federal has given us the mandate to reclaim that particular position when we talk of aesthetics. Development control in Akure Metropolis. And we are going to replicate same in all the 18 local government headquarters.
Okay, Doctor, those people who have erected shops, maybe on places that they are not supposed to be, have they been properly or given notification for a period of time for evacuation, or you people just surprise them?
Can I come again?
I said the people that erected shops on the road or places they are not supposed to be, did you people give them notice beforehand, or you just visited them?
Yeah. In my ministry, we have an environmental task force team that goes around to serve abatement notices to all these erring traders. And with 2 weeks notice, for example, we go back again to tell them that the inauguration is near. And we gave them the ultimatum to do the needful within another 1 week. That is to say, we are giving about 21 days ultimatum. And at the expiration of that 21 days of the ultimatum, we swung into action and we were able to put Akure back to its normal state. We gave them notices, because to be forewarned is to be forearmed.
Anders, you mentioned while talking that prior to the inauguration, you had to clear the state capital. What are the plans for sustainability of this, or is it just to clear it off for inauguration and later on people come back to where they have been?
Thank you, sir. Like I told you, we have been given the mandate to clear all the shanties and sustain it for Akure, so that we can regain our previous position as one of the cleanest states in this nation. So we are on ground. The environmental task force team is on ground. The enforcement, the monitoring and compliance and enforcement department of the Ministry of Environment, we have a full-fledged department for that operation, and we are on ground solidly. By the day we go out to make sure we monitor the people, and for erring citizens, we prosecute them as usual. So with that activity, with that operation, I think we can sustain what we have done prior to the inauguration.
Okay, so doctor, is there an alternative for where these people should relocate to? Because
the situation in Akure is such that people have refused to get the market stores that are littering Akure metropolis. If you get to Npa market, you discover that a lot of stores are under lock and key. People have refused to come and list them for their trading activity. If you get to Ojaba, a lot of stores were not in use. So by clearing them out of the walkway, we have given them the option to move into the market. So that the problem with our people, they believe that it is only when they display their wares on the walkway that passers by we notice that they are selling something, which is not correct. Wherever you are, people will come. If they are in the market, people will go into the market to get the wares. So as we are removing them, as we are clearing them out of the walkway, we have opportunities of numbers of market stores for allocation.
Okay, besides the issue of displaying
Npa, at Ojaba, we have market stores.
Besides the issue,
we have market stores awaiting allocation.
Okay, sir. Besides the issue of, you said one of the challenges is that people believe until they display their wares on the street before people could see them.
Yes.
Besides that one, have you also identified some other factors that is making people not to go to those shops and stores?
Yes, we discovered that some traders, some petty traders were complaining about high cost of allocation of market stores, and government is looking into that one, because it's better to reduce the cost of allocation than to render the stores useless. So we have started discussion with the Ministry of Commerce, who is in charge of the market, and with time we are going to break through.
So, doctor, you mentioned that the government is trying to give Akure a new look. Now, those spaces that you are trying to clear up, are there facilities that the government will put in place to beautify this space? Because Nigerians, maybe within a month or two now, before people will start coming back to the streets scantily. So, are there things that you people want to put in place there to beautify these spaces?
The majority of the places where they display out these wares and illegal shanties are supposed to be setbacks. And all setbacks in the state is to be acquired by government. And these are some of these places are places where we're supposed to carry out greenery, where we're supposed to carry out beautification projects, where we're supposed to landscape. But we even discovered that some of the areas where we cleared, we discovered that they are government acquired beautification and landscaping sites. So we are going to make sure we resuscitate the greenery. We are going to make sure all the dead plants, all the trees that were planted around the road median, in the road shoulders, they are replanted. So we make sure we're going to monitor it. In Akure metropolis, a lot of issues is coming up because people want to encroach on government setbacks. They were even cutting away our trees, our urban trees. And we are up to the task. Anybody that cuts any urban tree in Akure metropolis, we pay for it dearly. And with those actions in place, we are going to reclaim all those places.
Thank you, Dr. I want to ask about something, because you're talking about beautification of Akure, and we know that this project, even not with the current government, in the past, we have had government spending money, doing beautification, planting flowers, planting trees, and the rest. And eventually, you even still see government agency coming back to clear those things off. At least for major roads, we see trees that were planted some years, then later cut down. We see flowers that were planted on the medians and the rest. Later, we come back to clear them. This forth and back things there. How do we ensure that at least whatever we put in place continues and we maintain it? And are those plans not well thought out before we carry them out, that is making us to go for back and forth?
That one we require a synergy between all stakeholders, the people, the community, Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, Ministry of Lands and Housing, Ministry of Environment, Ondo State Environmental Protection Agency, which is our enforcement agent. We are actually working together, and we are brainstorming by the day. All of us are on the same page concerning the mandate of Mr. Governor. With this one, we can always maintain, we can always, work on the mandate and make sure we achieve it.
Okay, so for
between stakeholders.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
So for the purpose of emphasis, is there any penalty for those who will want to break the law, taking the law into their hands, going back there, and what is the penalty for all this?
We have mobile courts in place for defaulters of environmental offences. At Ondo Road, we have an environmental court, and we are still going to put in place a number of mobile courts across the state for environmental offenders. So, and we are training some of our officers as prosecutors for environmental offences. We are collaborating with the Ministry of Justice to make sure justice is done to the environment. We have a number of environmental lawyers across the state, and we are doing justice to what's supposed to be done. So we have the enforcement unit at the department is there. We are collaborating with the Ministry of Justice to establish more mobile and environmental courts to make sure we give justice to who justice is due. A lot of environmental nuisances are pervading the state, and we receive a lot of complaints on environmental nuisances by the day. In fact, the Ministry of Environment, we have an environmental, we have a complaint desk where we put in a number of professionals that attend to environmental complaints within 24 hours. When you lodge a complaint in the Ministry of Environment, the officers in the environmental desk will reach out to you, and they will go for site visits. They will go for, if there is a need for office meeting, we hold office meeting, and if there is need to serve abatement notice, we issue abatement notices, and at the expiration of that abatement notice, we go back to monitor. And when we discover that you have decided we do you to default, we have lawyers take up our case to the law court, and we prosecute people. So when by the time we make 2 or 3 scapegoats, people will just fall back to the line.
Well, thank you very much. But let me also ask this question. In the past, we knew that when government was trying to clear the streets of chanties and the rest, the activities was not limited then to only those roadside and the rest. We knew that government wants also clear people off those are under power line. Is that still part of the current activity? Because we see that most of those power lines that where people are evacuated, people are moving back there again. And is that part of the current activity?
That will be a function of the level of monitoring. To be a function of the level of monitoring. By the time we displace people from power lines, for example, there should be continuous monitoring. If there's monitoring at the level of the Ministry of Fiscal Planning and Urban Development, they have a task force team, they monitor. The Ministry of Environment task force is not only limited to sanitation and the issue of illegal sanitation alone. We also, when we get to power lines, we also monitor because our work is interwoven. So we also have another team of task force at the governor's office. That the 3 of us. There's no way we will monitor and they will not achieve results. So we are actually on ground. If anybody misses the task force on environment, you will not miss the task force from governor's office, and will not miss the task force from the Ministry of Urban Development and Fiscal Planning. So with the 3 of us on the people, they are going to achieve results.
And what is the level of synergy between among all those enforcement units?
Yes, because our work is interwoven, to avoid conflict, we meet regularly. We meet regularly. Huh?
Okay, so
We meet regularly.
this activity, is it limited to Akure town alone, or you are extending it to other parts of Ondo State?
We are engaging the environmental health department of all the local government. We are engaging them at the level of the local government headquarters to make sure they do the same at their level. So the environmental health department of all local governments are our arms. At the local government level, we make them to carry out the activity. If, for example, if there is any issue of environmental nuisance in Igbokoda, I don't need to leave Akure for Igbokoda to go and implement. I will just call the head of environmental department at the larger local government, give him the location, give him the complaint, and monitor and see that he has done the needful. So the environmental health departments of the local government are our arms of monitoring and enforcement at the local government level.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Olumide Claudius Kinga, the Administrative Secretary of Ondo State Ministry of Environment. We appreciate at least responding to our call this morning. Thank you very much. But before we leave, what will be your final word on this program? What will be your parting word on this program this morning?
Yes, I want to tell all the citizens of Ondo State that our environment is our life. It is what we put to the environment that the environment will return unto us. It is how we lay our bed that we are going to lie on it. I want to implore everybody that are building on river courses to stop that, because the rain is here. Our bulldozer, our amphibious excavator will be on the river courses to clear all illegal structures. I want to talk to those people, to the farmers that are farming, the Fadama farmers on the swamps. They should stop it. Everybody that is living near river courses that are flood prone, they should relocate before the onset of the rain. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, viewers. Our program continues shortly with our entertainment segment. Do stay with us.